Welcome to the Coastal Kitchen. Hi, I'm Karen Mashers, and today we're gonna have a party. And this party is gonna be wonderful because if you're cooking, you'll be able to enjoy it as much as your guests will. Today we're gonna have Creamy Dill Pickle Soup. Have you ever heard of it? Well, if you haven't, it's wonderful. We're gonna have cream cheese strawberries, buffalo chicken dip, cheddar cheese ball with strawberry preserves, bacon wrapped water chestnuts, and zucchini puffs. And all of them are friendly for a party of a dozen or a party of 100. Just depends how many times you want to increase the recipe. All right, let's start with the pickle soup because that takes just a little bit longer than anything else. Part of your preparation for a party is to get things done beforehand. And you can see that yesterday I cut up my celery and my carrots, put them in a Ziploc bag and put a wet paper towel in with it, and it's just like they've been cut this morning. I've got my onions ready right here, and that's the one thing I don't cut up before and let it sit overnight because the strength of the smell increases as time goes by. So I've got a sweet onion. You can use yellow onions if you rather, but I like a milder flavor in the soup. And so we're just cutting everything to about the same size. I've got 4 tablespoons of butter, and let me move this just a touch. And I'm gonna put 4 tablespoons of butter in my soup pot and let that start to melt. As soon as that melts, we're gonna put the onions, the carrots, and the celery all together in the pot. So all of this is going in the bowl. This can be a great kosher dish too, because during the fall of the year, we have so many wonderful holidays that can be celebrated by all. This is meatless, and we use kosher salt, and you can use a chicken stock of your own making if you need to. So let's get this thing started. All right, the butter has melted wonderfully. Now it's time for the veggies. And all of those go in at once. And we're going to give them a nice little stir. And then they're going to saute for about 2 minutes. Now this is going to have to soften, and it'll be taking about 8 minutes. So let me get my potato ready and my garlic ready, so when the veggies are ready, we'll be right on target. All right, so what I'm doing when I cut my potatoes is I'm just cutting them into slices because I want uniform pieces, just like the celery and the carrots. So just slice your potatoes up, and then I'm gonna take everything but the ends, and I'm gonna slice down 3 times. I'm going to turn it, and I'm going to slice 4 times. You can see the size that I'm trying to get here. Okay. Let's finish these up. Okay, garlic. Now, the garlic, I've got 3 cloves, and they're pretty big cloves. I have taken the skin off of them, and all you have to do is give them a good whack, and that'll happen. I need to have that ready because I am going to crush my garlic when I put it into the soup. So if you have a garlic crusher, you just stick it in. If not, a fine dice will do. All right, let's give this another stir. Okay, these vegetables are looking pretty good. The onions are opaque. So it's time to put in the rest of our ingredients. All right, I'm going to put the potatoes in first, and want to just get them stirred in. I'm going to take some salt and pepper, and what I'm going to use is I'm going to use the kosher salt and want 3/4 of a teaspoon, and I'm going to salt these vegetables really good. The pickle juice is going to make them a little bit saltier, so you don't want to do more than that. And then we've got 1/4 of a teaspoon of black pepper. All right. Now let's give these another good stir. All right, the garlic. Now, I've got my garlic press, and I'm just going to give that a good squeeze. And that comes out pretty good. But we've got other methods too. This is another way you can do it. Get a little plane grater and just back and forth. Or you can dice it. Okay, let's go to our third one, and I'm going to put it back in here, and we are going to give it another squeeze. So 3 nice cloves of garlic, and give it a nice stir. And now it's time for 4 cups of chicken broth. You could use vegetable broth if you prefer, but this just gives it a nice little flavor. And we're going to let this go for just a minute. Now, as this comes up to the boil, the one thing I want to do is add my pickles. And dill pickles, kosher dill pickles, you can use whatever kind of dill pickles suits your fancy, because it's the way that you like it. But try it first with just regular dill pickles. That way you'll know what it's supposed to taste like. All right, we're going to bring this up to a boil now that we've got the pickles in there. And let's just get the last little thing we need to put in here. It's a pinch of ground allspice. If you don't want to put ground in there, you can put 3 balls of the allspice, and then just watch them when it's time to eat it. All right, we're going to let this come up, and the last step is to add our pickle juice and to add our dill. So we're going to bring this up to a boil, and while this is working, we're going to make some strawberries filled with cream cheese.
Count on Charlotte Electric Stores to bring your dream home to life. Family owned and operated since 1971, we offer the area's widest selection of beautiful lighting fixtures and everything to make your kitchen or bath special. Now featuring the innovative design of American Standard. Let our friendly, knowledgeable staff help you find exactly what you're looking for. Your dream home is in our showroom. Visit us today or shop our inventory online at charlotteelectric.com.
Okay, the soup is boiling, and what we are going to do is we are going to turn it on simmer for about 20 minutes, and then we'll come back and finish the soup. But while this goes to a simmer, I'm going to take my potato masher, and I'm going to mash the vegetables up just a little bit because I want that potato starch to thicken the soup up. So that'll get everything to the right consistency. All right, time for strawberries. Let's get ready. Okay, I have got my cream cheese already in my bowl, and I'm going to tell you that you shouldn't leave cream cheese out more than 2 hours. And the one thing that you want to make sure of is it is soft. So it's been out for about 30 minutes, and I also just put it in my microwave under the defrost cycle for about 15 seconds. Now, strawberries. You can see that I've got some little strawberries. It's not the season for them, so you don't get the great big luscious ones, but these work just as well. All right, there's two ways to cut your strawberries. You want to cut the top off, and if you're making a stand-up strawberry like that, we're just going to hollow out the top of the strawberry. Just take some out. Make sure you try real hard not to break the strawberry, and goes right there. The other way that you can make this is to cut a bottom off again, and then straight down about 3/4 of the way on both sides you make an X. And when you do that, the filling is going to go right in here, and it's going to fill the strawberry up so you can put the mixture right in there. Okay, let's start with our cream cheese mixture. Okay, first thing I want to do is I want to start by mixing it up real good. You can tell how soft it is. All right. Now, I've got a cup of confectionery sugar, and I'm going to put in a little bit at a time, but be careful because it'll jump back up at you. All right. Now, the last little bit, I'm going to add about a teaspoon of pure vanilla extract, and we're just going to eyeball this. That's a good dollop. It's a beautiful, smooth consistency, and what we're going to do is take my little disposable piping bag, and I have a tip on it because I like to make things just a little bit fancier. So I am going to put this right in my bag and push it down, and let's just do one or two. Get it all the way down to the bottom. And let's take one of these strawberries right here, and we are going to start squeezing. And you can put as much or as little as you want, but look how that looks. Let's do this one too. Really cute, and you can tell this is real fast and easy, and you can do this all the morning of and have it ready for your guests. I'm going to finish this up, and when we come back after our break, we'll be doing our buffalo chicken dip.
The transition's been great. Everything works so much smoother. There's no buffering, there's no holdback on download speeds, and when you click on an item, it immediately comes up. Now that Focus have come to Columbus County, I'd recommend it to anybody who has it going by their doorsteps. They need to hook on.
We are focused on providing faster internet speeds to communities in need.
This absolutely looks wonderful. Now, the finishing touches. Let me move this over here. Okay. Everything is looking beautiful. The consistency is great. And I am going to put in 1/4 cup of pickle juice. Now, after you taste it, if you want to add some more, that's good. I like it a little more pickly than most people would probably like it. So just remember, it's the way that you like it. All right. Now, to make this really rich, we're putting in 1 cup of sour cream. And it's going to make it beautiful and creamy. And until I get ready to serve it, I'm just gonna sit it back on the stove, but take a look at how beautiful this is. The one thing I do when I serve it is I put a dollop of sour cream and then fresh dill right on top to garnish it. So we've got everything ready, and I'm gonna sit it back on the stove with the lid on it this time. Okay, you can see how beautiful that looks. Okay, back on the stove, turn it off, and put the lid on. Now we're gonna go over and we are going to do the buffalo chicken dip. Now we're gonna make the buffalo chicken dip. Now, we can serve this 3 different ways, and I'm gonna tell you all 3. The first way to serve it is with the nacho chips or the chips of your choice. The second way is what I'm gonna do today. I'm gonna turn them into a slider because I'm gonna have my guests have little sandwiches to eat. The third way is to make pinwheels, and I've done that too. So I'll show you how we do that once we get this put together. Real easy. I've turned my crock pot on high, and I'm putting my softened cream cheese right in the bottom. Now I'm going to put a cup of ranch dressing. And if you like a little bit more, just remember, it's the way you like it. If you like the taste, just put a little bit more in. All right. And your favorite hot sauce. And for this, mine is Frank's. And that's what I recommend when you do this dip. So 1 cup, and everything goes in and gets mixed up. But before I mix it up with my mixer, I'm gonna let it sit there a second. I'm gonna tell you about the chicken. Let's do this the way we can do it to make it easy on us. Yesterday, I cooked 3 chicken breasts. I boiled them in water for about 20 minutes, and you need to bring them up so there's no pink, which is about 180 degrees if you have a thermometer. Okay, now, I shredded 2 of the chicken breasts, and I did it in a way that is so easy. A friend of mine, Dawn, gave me this tip, and she said, shred your chicken with a hand mixer. And I'd never done it before. And I thought, okay, how am I gonna do this? Well, I sort of tore it up into pieces, smaller pieces than the whole chicken breast, and put it in my bowl. And it really works. So, just chunks instead of the whole breast. All right, going in, and now, trusty hand mixer. Takes about 1.5 minutes to do a full chicken breast. Now, how easy is that? If you have any big chunks, which there might be 1 or 2, just pull it apart and you're done. All right, so I have 3 chicken breasts. Gonna stick that right in there. I'm gonna take my mixer and I'm gonna mix up my sauce and my cream cheese. All right, the great thing about this recipe is that it all is put in one pot. And you can even cook your chicken in the crock pot if you want. Just drain the water before you start shredding. Okay, all of the chicken in. And I'm gonna give it a stir once I get it all in the pot. Just wanna make sure all that chicken gets some of that juice on there. All right, this is pretty well coated. The last thing I've got to do is I'm putting a cup of cheddar cheese on top, and I'm gonna mix that in also. So we'll just sprinkle that in, give it a stir, And we're gonna leave this in the crock pot for about 30 minutes, and everything will be nice and toasty and ready for dipping or for sliders. All right, get that on. I'm gonna show you the pinwheels as soon as I get this put together. Okay, I did the pinwheels. They're in a flour tortilla, and all you do is put a thin film of the buffalo chicken mix. Make sure you don't put too much at the outer edge because it will come out the top if you start rolling and you want a tight seam. Okay, I've got some, just take a look at that. Nice little cute pinwheel and ice cold. These have been in the refrigerator overnight so you can make them and then start cutting. Just cut between your toothpicks, and you can make these as thin or as thick as you want. And it doesn't take any time at all. And I always save the end for me. Okay, I'm gonna make a couple more items. The first thing is cheese ball, and this is a really great recipe you can make ahead of time to use for the party. See you in a minute.
Is your home in need of an internet upgrade? More people than ever are working from home, making a fast, reliable connection essential. And having enough bandwidth makes it easier to manage your energy consumption, keep your home safe, and enjoy entertainment without lags or buffering. So upgrade to Focus Broadband's Gigabit Internet service for the ultimate high-capacity experience on all your devices. Call today or visit focusbroadband.com.
All right, it's making cheese ball time. Now, I have been grating, so just have a pound of cheese. Sharp cheddar is the best thing for this cheese ball. You can experiment if you'd like. Remember, it's about everything that you like and the way you like it. So I'm getting this done. I've got a half of a medium-sized onion, and onions are not as small as they used to be. So I'm only using half of an onion. The recipe calls for a whole small onion. Okay, cheese. And if you put it right over the bowl, you don't have to worry about getting it out of the grater. Okay, now, my onion, I grated the cheese in the large holes. I'm grating the onion in the small holes because I want some juice, okay? And I don't want the onion to be as bold as it would normally be in this recipe. All right, we're just about done here. Okay. Let's get the onion in. Real easy steps here. Onion, cheese, and a cup of mayo. Okay? And we are going to get some salt and pepper. Good dash of pepper. And little dash of salt. And mix this up. Now, the one thing about this is it's got to sit in the refrigerator for about an hour before you make it into a ball. It just works better that way. And yesterday, preparing for my party, I've already made this and made a cheese ball, but I'm going to show you how to do it because I put some in the refrigerator just for that reason. All right, just make sure this is nice and coated. All right, everything's mixed up, and I'm going to take some pecans, and I'm going to put about 3/4 of a cup of pecans right in with the cheese and mix it up good, and then it goes into the fridge for an hour. Okay, I'm just going to set this over here and get the one I took right out of the refrigerator. Okay, now this is where your hands are really good tools, but I like to use a piece of saran wrap. Just put it down, and now this is half. So I'm making a regular size cheese ball. And so I can make 2 with this. All right? And I'm just going to wrap this up. And this way I can mold it to the exact shape that I want it. And it goes in the fridge. Now, if I want, I can turn it into anything that I'm creative enough to do. Regular traditional cheese ball, all you have to do is just what I showed you here. If you would like to make a log, a cheese log, just pat the sides out a little bit, press it down, roll it over a time or 2, and you actually have the cheese log. So I think I'm going to leave this one as my log. All right, you can see exactly what size cheese ball you're going to get. And I used a lip dish because when I put the strawberry jam on top, I want it to come over the sides and creep down the cheese ball. And if you've never tried this before, you need to, because it's a keeper. All right, now what I've got to do is I've got to clean up, get everything out on the table, and I'll see you in just a few minutes.
Count on Charlotte Electric Stores to bring your dream home to life. Family owned and operated since 1971, we offer the area's widest selection of beautiful lighting fixtures and everything to make your kitchen or bath special. Now featuring the innovative design of American Standard. Let our friendly, knowledgeable staff help you find exactly what you're looking for. Your dream home is in our showroom. Visit us today or shop our inventory online at charlotteelectric.com.
Hey, this has been fun. Take a look. So much food, and I did most of it yesterday, and you can too. I get to enjoy the party as much as my guests do. Let's start with the pickle soup. Try some dill pickle soup. It's absolutely fabulous. I've got a nice crusty bread to go along with it. I've got a cheese ball with strawberry preserves over the top, and I'm serving it with Captain's wafers. I've got the zucchini puffs, and this recipe and the recipe for the bacon wrapped water chestnuts, they'll all be on Facebook. Strawberries. You didn't get to see this, but I shaved some chocolate in there too. This, ooh, that is hot. That's good. I like hot food. I am taking the dip, and I can serve it with chips, but I'm going to serve it on a Hawaiian roll. And I've got some little spring onions here that I can put on the top. And I even have something that I'm going to show you one day how to make. Candied jalapenos. They are wonderful, and my family absolutely loves them. I have the roll-ups that go with the chicken dip. And we are ready to have a lovely evening together. And I'm going to take a bite of this because I know how good it is. And then I'm going to tell you very nicely, you need to try everything on this table. This is really, really good. Remember, make it the way that you like it. If it's too hot for you, you can tone it down a little bit. If it's not hot enough, go ahead and just add some more heat. Now, we really appreciate you watching the Coastal Kitchen. You can find us on Facebook. Just look for the Coastal Kitchen. Have a good one, and we'll see you next time right here.